The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Well, hi, everybody. How are you? Welcome into a Tuesday episode of the Bostonian versus the book. He's Dave Sharapan. I'm Matt Perrault. We are live in Vegas and live on our YouTube channel and on X. Same handle, Twitter, at Boston versus the book. Replayed Sports Grid Television, Sirius XM, channel 159. Dave, I had a chance to watch our replay last night. That was fun to see it on Sports Grid. It's always funny when your daughter walks in and says, "What the hell are you watching?"
Yep.
You're watching yourself?
Yep.
I said, yes, I'm watching the show. How are you on this Tuesday?
Listen, it's fun to watch the show sometimes. You know, we get thousands of people that do it every night. We get hundreds of people that do it live with us every day right here on the YouTube channel at Boston versus the book, on the Twitter at symbol Boston versus the book, your Twitter at Sports Talk Matt, mine at Sports BK Can Sing. So, yeah, join the fun. It is fun. I've been accused of doing the same thing sometimes, going, "What are you doing? We hear you enough. We don't want to see you two talking. We don't care who your guests are." That's fine. All the above. But the chat's here, so that's good. It's Skenes Day. The Pirates are minus 160 today. I just sometimes you see lines and you go, okay. It's another baseball only day. A lot of stuff to talk about. The Rockies won yesterday, Perrault. They got
did.
you on that parlay.
You know what's crazy? And I'll do this on the fly, but this has never happened before. So we use a system called StreamYard to do the show.
Yes, sir.
The entire rundown has been switched to yesterday.
Awesome.
The entire I have it. I can piecemeal it as we go. But I just looked on the screen and I said, why does that say Monday? And I just went and looked at it, and the entire rundown that I loaded at 10 a.m. Pacific time has completely been altered to go to Monday. So if you guys see me frantically like going sideways and like doing things while we're talking, I apologize, but that's why. That's really weird.
I have it right here as well.
I have it too. I got it. So,
right,
we're good. It's just, I can piece it together as we go through the show, but that was that was an interesting thing. As I opened that up and went, wait a minute, we're not talking about the Pacers to start. We're going to talk baseball today. We're going to talk a lot of baseball today because there are some crazier things that happened in Major League Baseball. I don't know. I don't know what happened. That's the first time that's ever happened in the 4 years of doing this show. You know, computer programs are weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everybody yells at me for writing stuff down, using paper and pen still. I use cash. They get mad at me. I don't know. Sometimes old school is cool. You know, we will do favorite thing about today. That's always at the end of the show. We'll have that. Want to shout out Joe C. Myers at the top of the show. Favorite thing about today. My man passed his test today.
He did.
That was awesome. That was his favorite thing about today. It's fun when guys take things from the show or give us things for the show. And there's Joe C. Myers right there. Already had my favorite thing about today because I passed my semi-annual fitness test. So the Army thinks I'm in good enough shape to keep around for another 6 months at least. Good job. In all seriousness, I'm pretty happy with how I did. I turned 52 next month and scored 85% or above in 4 out of 5 events.
Nice job.
Good stuff, Joe Myers.
That's tremendous.
That's really good. We'd like to hear that stuff. That's good.
Something happened with StreamYard because there's so many, all of our videos. I mean, my gosh, all the videos, everything I loaded earlier today, it's all reverted to yesterday. Like
really?
Everything. And they changed all the orders of all of our stingers. They're all out of order now. So I don't know what StreamYard did, but we'll make it do. Where it's live. We'll do it live. We're all good.
Live.
What happened last night? Well, what happened last night was we talked about it, that the Rockies might be the team that blew up that parlay, and they did. The Tigers won the game 13-1. They rolled over their opponent in the Royals, but fourth road win of the year, 6-4 win last night for the Rockies at Miami. How bad are the Marlins?
I mean, it's baseball. There was like I maybe in 3,000 people in the ballpark. I saw a video of the crowd shot and thought, man, this would be a tough one to play. Like, right? Like, just period. And to be the home team and go, man, ain't nobody here. We're playing this bad team. And then they let them get away with one and win. You know, the Rockies were up, and then it was tied, and then the Rockies went up late and held on. And do you believe this is from MLB Network?
Okay.
The Rockies have had 4 8-game losing streaks already this season.
4
8-game losing streaks. Yesterday, they were on that 8-game losing streak. They have never lost the 9th game, though.
Huh.
So
they've always won the 9th game.
Yep, 4 times.
Okay, so now we know if they lose 8 games in a row, bet the 9th. Bet
Correct.
on them.
Right?
Bet
How
them to win the 9th.
ridiculous is that? Right?
Bet them to win the 9th.
That's their 4th road win
Of
of
year.
the season. It's June 3rd.
And
June
it's the
3rd.
Marlins that they are the ones that are going to be victimized by that. I mean, you can't lose. So what do you do about them today? I mean, because today they're minus 180, the Marlins are. Alcantara on the mound against Dollander. You want to back them again? You want to go take plus money again?
I can't say it's a bad play.
Really? Well, it's true because Sandy's garbage.
I mean, you got a shot with the over.
Oh,
Right?
definitely. Yeah, I looked at it. I looked at the over, and then I got worried about the Rockies, and I was like, I don't know. And the Marlins, too, for that matter. Their offense can be anemic as well. So I got a little concerned about that. But this is a big start. In a lot of ways, if you're the Marlins, you are really hoping that Alcantara figures it out in the next month. We're about 6 weeks from the trade deadline, right? Give or take. This is the piece that Miami thought was going to be the building block for their next iteration. That Alcantara's haul, whatever he brought back after he had the Tommy John surgery, missed all of last year, comes back. You expected him to, be ace-like. Maybe not ace, but ace-like. So some contender came in and gives you 2 or 3 star prospects for him at the trade deadline. And right now, he's a gas can. You can't, he is, Sandy Alcantara is a shell of what he was 3 years ago.
I don't know what any of them are doing as far as teams that were, I don't want to say close, but closer to being good and then just being bad. Like, are they completely just done? I mean, is he a trading piece right now?
His road ERA, Dave, he's a 12.81 road ERA. He's 0-4 on the road. Opposing batting average of 366. He's given up 28 earned runs in 19 2/3 innings worth of work on the road.
This is who?
Sandy Alcantara, the ace of the Marlins. The guy they thought was going to be, this was before his Tommy John surgery. This was the guy. This was one of the best under bets in baseball. This was 7 innings, 1-run ball every time he went out.
Right.
And now he can't get me out. He's horrible.
Let me see. I don't want to mess this up.
Wait, that can't be true.
Tibbs is fired?
Hold on.
Just
Breaking
getting a
news.
text now. Is that real?
No. That's real?
Wow.
No.
Jeez, what's going on?
That is the New York Knicks are nuts.
Whitrock just said Shams just broke that Tibbs is relieved of his duties. Vinny Konowinski said the same thing. So this is real. He's out.
It's not on ESPN yet. So it's not on ESPN.com yet. Let's see if it's on Twitter. If we pick it up on Twitter as to, I need the justification for this. You're firing Tom Thibodeau? Yes. Bleacher Report, Shams reporting it, confirming. The New York Knicks are relieving Tom Thibodeau of his duties as head coach. Sources to ESPN. Thibodeau led the Knicks to their first Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years, made the playoffs in 4 or 5 years, and led the Knicks to a consecutive 50-win season for the first time since the 1990s. The Knicks are singularly focused on their pursuit of a championship and believe that a new voice will serve as the focus for the organization's next step, sources said. After 5 seasons with the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau is out as head coach. The
Believe
Knicks,
that?
joke. The Knicks are an absolute clown show. Like, you all at the press conference, they literally should show up with clown makeup on. They are a traveling laughingstock circus. What are you doing firing Tom Thibodeau? This is why, and I give the New York media, I'll pull back some of my words here for a second, because the media asked that question to Jalen Brunson, and he was pissed off, and he basically dropped the mic and walked out of the press conference after the loss in Game 6.
When they said, is he the right guy? And he just said, you're asking me this? Yes. And then he said, he walked out.
And he walked out. And that was a logical question, because I guess there was something there that the Knicks were going to fire Tom Thibodeau.
I mean, it's been a couple days, since they lost, I guess. I was going to say, the body isn't even cold yet, but I guess it is. It's a different beast in the NBA. I mean, you win a title, you get fired a year later, you get to the Eastern Conference Finals when expectations weren't to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. You had hoped to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, but realistically, Celtics, Cavs, Bucks before the season were all the odds-on favorites ahead of them,
So you would fire Tibbs if the expectation was the team was supposed to win a championship, right? That's why you would fire him right now, because he would not have lived up to the expectations of Knicks fans and of the Knicks, right? Is that fair?
I would think so.
What person in their right mind had the Knicks winning the East this year? Like, who thought the Knicks were going to not just beat the Celtics, or the Cavaliers were also in this conversation? Indiana kind of came out of nowhere, but they think the reason why they're not in the finals is because of the head coach? That Tibbs is the one that pays the price for them losing by 6 games to the Pacers? Wait, what?
I mean, is it the trajectory that they've been on the last couple of years, the correct trajectory? Now, if there's problems inside, I mean, Denver fired Malone a week before the season ended.
Right. And then they hired him. They hired the guy, Adelson. They hired him as the head coach, and he blew out the entire staff.
Yeah.
But that was because the team hadn't performed in back-to-back seasons the way that they expected. He won a championship and then had 2 years afterwards, and the voice got stale in the room, so they wanted to go younger, and they went and got Rick Adelman's kid to now be the head coach, which I don't mind that after 2 seasons. The New York Knicks have never won a championship in my life. I'm 48 freaking years old. They've never won a title in my life. They've played for 1, I believe, in my life. I mean, like, what are we doing?
Obviously, there must have been something that came up in the postseason meetings.
Well, they must think it's because of him. The bench play must have been because of him. The lack of depth must have been because of him. Running Brunson into the ground must have been because of him. Like, this is why poverty franchises stay poverty, because they don't recognize what they've got, and they don't realize that continuity is an important part of sports. And to blow it up, you're basically saying that somebody else, the guy we hire, is going to go and win the NBA championship. Well, guess what? The Celtics, as they're currently constituted, which they won't be, as we currently know, we'll figure out what they look like after the trades happen this offseason. But as of right now, even with the injury to Jason Tatum, Boston's better. The Cavaliers, they're better than the Knicks. You can make the case that teams like the Orlando Magic are on their way up. Got to worry about them in the Eastern Conference. We know the Pacers aren't going anywhere. They're in the finals. They just beat you. So where are you in the pecking order? 5, 6 in the East. Forget the West. Where are the Knicks in the pecking order of the East? Everyone in New York wants to send Cat out on a boat to never come back. They think it's his fault. Like Karl Anthony Towns scored 20 points in every game of the Eastern Conference Finals, and that wasn't good enough for Knicks fans. They want that guy gone. Like, it's really hysterical. Yes, CBW, 100%. Go hire Doc Rivers, please.
No.
Hire Doc Rivers.
Stop.
Go hire Doc Rivers.
Stop.
Yes, I'm in love with that hire.
No.
Make it great. Yeah,
No.
you know what, Nikki? I think you're right. Dan Hurley. There's the name. Oh my. Could I really get that? Could I really get the college coach I hate the most to be on the NBA franchise I hate the most? Could that really happen? That would be content glory for me. Like the content gods can't be that good to me to give me Dan Hurley in New York. Like, please give me Dan Hurley.
So all right. So now Tibbs is gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this a top job?
In what way? What do you mean by top? I mean, it's New York, so it's always a top job.
Okay. Is Hurley going to leave Connecticut? There's no way. He's not.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Is it like is it a job that you'd pull? Yeah, I think I could see him leave. If he wants to be an NBA coach, I mean, Nicky's just chucking out names, but I think it's a logical name to throw out there because of the fact that he looked at, or at least kicked the tires with the Lakers last year and had a conversation and then got a bigger contract. I just don't know what the buyout thing for UConn looks like.
Right.
How expensive could it be? But he would stay in the same region, not move his family. Like, I mean, I think if you're Dan Hurley and you're thinking about the NBA, this is the same conversation that the Boston Celtics had with Brad Stevens. Like Brad was like, I'm not leaving home unless it's for one of the franchises in the NBA. I think it's hard to argue that the Knicks aren't a brand, like one of the brands in the NBA in basketball history, the Mecca, MSG. To be the head coach of the Knicks is, it's a pretty big job. So I think it could. I think if they offered it to him, I'd be surprised if Hurley stayed in college.
Are you going to win?
You know what's crazy,
TBW?
Jay Wright might be the hire. He might be. That might not be nuts. That actually might have some legs. It's all of his players. He's called Jalen Brunson the most impactful player he's ever been around. Like him and Brunson are still tight. Jay Wright, man, it feels very similar, though, to other college coaches who have tried it. I mean, they tried it in Chicago. It didn't really work. I mean, Billy Donovan has not. He was Oklahoma City. It didn't work in Oklahoma City. Didn't work in Chicago. That feels very, very Billy Donovan-esque to me if Jay Wright would become the head coach of the Knicks.
I don't know. This is fun. Guys are putting it in the chat. Hire Jay Wright. Hire Danny Hurley.
Axis of evil is Dan Hurley going to the Knicks.
That would be something.
It would be awesome. I'd be in love with it. That'd be so fun. Jay Wright makes more sense than Dan. Why? I mean, because he's not leaving. It's cheaper.
Because he's out of the game.
He's out of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think every college coach right now has to, and we heard it out of the mouth of a brand new head coach. The UNLV head coach came on here and said it point blank. Josh Pastner said, I go into every year now expecting to re-recruit or having to replace every player on my roster.
Like it's a new year.
That is so much work.
Yep.
That is such a taxing thing to do as a head coach.
Yep.
Because it's contract negotiations. It's like you're a general manager in the NFL or the NBA. You're managing a salary cap or a salary expectation. You're putting in time. He said 2 weeks. Used to be 2 years. You're not getting to know these kids. There's no relationship being built. There's no getting to know the mom or the dad or the grandfather, grandmother, who's ever around this kid. What circles does the kid run in? Is he a good person, a good leader? You can't find that out in 2 weeks. It's just, hey, I got 1.5. Do you want it? Yes or no? So if you're a college coach, I'm not so sure you want that. Like, did you want to live in a world that's what you have to deal with? I'm not sure I would want to if I was looking at the NBA like Dan Hurley has clearly done. But for Jay Wright, I mean, you get Bridges, you get Brunson, you get all your boys.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to take it. That'd be my first instinct. I mean, it's a lot. It's a big job, yes. And I mean, it's probably a lot of money. But Jay looks like he's enjoying what he's doing.
Broadcasting games.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, wow. Thank you, CBW. Okay, here are the buyouts for Dan Hurley. If you were to take another job, April 1st, 2025 to March 31st of 2026. It's a $4 million buyout.
Yeah.
That's not
that in a heartbeat.
Knicks can do that. Like blink that. That's nothing. That's easy. That's nothing. If they want him, they can go get him pretty easily and pay. And if he wants to leave, it's a $4 million buyout. What's that? Who cares? That's nothing. I mean, that's one home game basically for the Knicks.
Right.
Wow.
I got Shams on the screen over here, and he's saying that, league executives he talked to are stunned by this.
They should be stunned.
Stunned is the word he used.
I can't wait to find out who actually pulled the trigger. Who decided this? Who said this was a good idea? I mean,
I don't know. Mr. Wobble's in here. He is
Josh Hart.
You see this?
Josh Hart, forever grateful. Thank you on Twitter instantly.
Wow.
Players are pissed. Mr.
Tibbs
Wobbles?
coach teams are 18-31 in games 4 through 7 of a playoff series. Credit Evan Abrams, friend of the show. Evan's been on before.
Yep.
I repeat, overrated, Mr. Wobble says.
Okay, so why don't you
So how do Knicks fans feel right now? Are they pissed?
They're New York fans. They're happy. Everybody wants to fire the coach in New York. They want Aaron Boone gone. They want everyone gone. That's what they do. If you lose, the coach gets fired, period. It's all or nothing for New York, except when they win a second round series and they go ahead and decide to basically want to hang banners.
Jeez, what are they going to do with that stuff
and
now?
do something like that?
What are they going to do with that?
I mean, they did this for his team and then they fired him 2 weeks later. Like if I had come to you, Knick fan, and said, you named West 3rd Street after Josh Hart, and then 2 weeks later, you're going to ice the guy that's taking your team to this level where you guys are renaming city streets after the players for the New York Knicks in Manhattan, and you're going to fire the guy 2 weeks later. He's out of a job.
Man.
Like that's why it was so hysterical to watch the level of ridiculousness going on in New York by the fans, by people outside of MSG. They harassed that poor Pacers guy. They made him into a cult celebrity by dumping trash on the guy while he was simply wearing a jersey of a Pacer team. And then they went and beat him and knocked him out. And that guy's now royalty. He's getting invited to all these places, doing all the shows. I mean, he's a McAfee staple now. I mean, they got the NBA Finals in Indianapolis.
Well, this wasn't on the rundown.
No.
This is pretty good discussion on the fly. We were talking about baseball only, and this came up. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I really don't. I just know that it's got to be really hard to be a coach. Really, really hard to be a coach.
Well, you asked the question. You said, is it a great job, right? Is it a top job? If you're a coach and you're thinking about moving your family to New York, which is a hard place to live, like, I don't know how good of a job this is, because how long are you going to get? 2 years, 3 years, maybe, to go and prove yourself? I mean, they're in win now mode, and they're clearly saying the guy that just went to the first Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years, that was not good enough. That standard, nope, sorry. We need somebody else to come in here and take us to where we want to go.
I mean, if I was taking the job, I mean, I'd tell the wife, look, we ain't buying, we're renting.
Amen to that.
We ain't, we're not staying. Keep the house here.
Right.
Because we'll figure out how to do both. But no, because it really is. The shelf life of an NBA coach is really short in a lot of places. I think they're going to have a tough time filling the job.
Unless they already have somebody. That would be my next question is, did they go and did they spend the last couple of days after the year is over interviewing or, quietly talking, back channeling to find out who might be interested? And maybe they already have somebody in mind, and that's why they've pulled the trigger. We're going to fire him today, and tomorrow we'll find out who the next coach is. So I really wonder. It feels like if they have a prolonged search, like they don't know what they're doing, which would be so much like the Knicks to do that. But if they don't already have a pretty good idea as to who they're going to give the job to, that would be equally shocking to fire Thibodeau here. I mean, I don't know. I wonder if
I checked the odds to win it all.
Yeah.
For next year's NBA championship.
OKC, number 1.
OKC, number 1.
Okay.
You know who number 2 is?
Cleveland?
Nope.
Boston?
Nope.
Denver?
Nope.
It's not the Knicks. Cut it out.
The New York Knicks.
That's hysterical. And they just fired their coach, to give you an idea.
Right?
They just fired their coach.
So now, you guys, wherever you're at, do
It's
me
awesome.
a favor. Usually on Fridays, we do roll call Friday. You do the 3-digit area code. Wherever you're at in your market, look at NBA championship odds for next year and tell me where the Knicks are. Because they're either the second or the third choice, pretty much universally. Indiana, second or third. Knicks, second or third. Then it goes Cleveland, Denver, Minnesota. Celtics are way down the list.
Yeah.
Way down the list because obviously.
Awesome
Tatum.
value.
Yeah.
I mean, if Tatum plays next year, that's some serious. You just don't know what the team's going to look like. Like, most likely Holiday is gone. Most likely KP is gone. So, but
I mean, we put up odds on this stuff.
And the Knicks are the number 2 option, and they just iced their coach.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. So,
wow.
Again, who knows anything? I say nobody knows squadoosh. So, and then, Will, if you're working, nobody knows shit. Nobody saw this coming.
I mean, I didn't. I mean, I thought the question for the New York media, I made fun of the media member. I was like, this is so typical New York Knicks media.
For
Go
asking the question.
Yeah, stir the pot
Right.
right after the game's over to Brunson to say, hey, is Tibbs the right guy for the job? And Brunson's like, what are you talking about, man? I'm getting out of here. Screw you. Well, the question was relevant because the team clearly internally thought that there was something wrong with the head coach and there needed to be a change and a different voice in the locker room. And I guess they blamed the coach for making the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. Okay. That's going to be a very interesting introductory press conference in New York because whoever they hire has to be perceived as an upgrade. It has to be perceived as the next, like the guy that could do more than what Thibodeau did with this roster.
You better sell the room.
Yeah, that too.
Like whoever comes in has their standards already. They just went to the Eastern Conference Finals. So now what do? You get a guy who better make that the expectation.
Right.
And the guys in the room that are still on a team better believe them. Oh, that's a tough. That's the whole thing. That's a tough spot.
I mean, you have to wonder what Brunson has said about this or is thinking about this.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying he got his coach fired, but I'm just wondering, like, if they went to him and said, like, hey, Jay Wright's going to come in, are you okay with that? Like, it has to be somebody that Brunson's going to sign off on. It can't just be somebody from, like, an assistant coach off of the, Denver Nuggets bench that just got fired. It can't be somebody like that. It can't be somebody like totally out of left field that is an up-and-coming name in coaching circles that they're going to take a run with. Like, they got to bring somebody in with a resume.
Yep.
That's proven this, that they can do this.
Wow. So a couple places have Pacers and Knicks tied plus 850. That's on ESPN bet for odds. J Dow, thank you. Caesars has OKC 2-1, Indiana 8-1, and the Knicks 10-1 for 2026 here in Maryland. 2-1 for OKC to win.
Brunson's dad was on the coaching staff. I did not know that. Wow, that's news, Nikki. I didn't know he was on the coaching staff.
Okay.
Could you imagine if Brunson's dad became the coach? What? That would be nuts. That's college basketball-esque to do that. I can't see that happening.
Jeez. And CBW just reported here in the chat, the New York Post last summer, the coach and the team agreed to add 3 years to his contract, so that would take him to 2027, 2028 season. So they just pay that out?
Yeah, it's NBA. Yeah, it's nothing. Here you go. It's stolen. He doesn't care. Poverty franchise. Absolute poverty franchise.
As bad as the Colorado Rockies?
Not as bad on the court in terms of record, just the way that they run their business. There's no rhyme or reason for the way they run their business. Again, there are certain franchises that you look at the way that they conduct business and you understand why they have been competitive year in and year out. The Steelers, different sport, I know, but you look at the way that Pittsburgh addresses the head coaching position, and they literally put continuity over everything. They say, look it, we have our guy. We're not making a year-by-year snap decision. We like our guy. And fine, you could say, Mike Tomlin, get him out of here. He's 8-8, 9-8, whatever you want to say. The continuity has led towards success. Maybe not as much as Steeler fans would want, but every year we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. We've not talked about the New York Knicks being one of the Final Four teams in the NBA since the 90s. So it's been a long time, okay? So 1999, right, was the last time that happened. So when you have something historic, instead of celebrating the coach and the team that got there and say, all right, guys, we're going to help you get over the hump. You got this far. Now the next step. Let's help you. Nope, we're firing you.
Nate Irvine just got me. I looked down in the chat. The Lions were like this for my entire life until the last 3 years.
He's right. I mean, think about it. Any success whatsoever, it's like, okay, we got the team. It's the coach's fault while we lost to the Pacers. Blow him out. He's got to go. You just extended him. You just gave him a contract extension. Didn't you think he was going to be the guy? No, it's his fault. His rotation, he didn't have the game plan. And I get it, Knick fans. If you're a diehard Knick fan, I guarantee what you're going to do, because I've watched it on social media. I've watched enough of you guys stand there in front of your cameras and talk about the rotation and talk about the out of bounds plays and talk about late game situations and talk about all these things, late game, how the team just can't win in the fourth quarter. And that's all Tibbs' fault and it will never change. Okay, but he still got to the Eastern Conference Finals. You still gave him a contract extension and you've determined that he was the problem. Not that the team might play better later in his career with his voice in the locker room, or not that Brunson was unbelievable or Cat played great in the finals, Eastern Conference Finals. Nope, fire him. Get rid of him.
I mean, have we dedicated enough time to this? Can we go back to the baseball? Matt is in heaven. Maybe so. I can't believe. I know if we were in the room, I'd make him 20-1 right now.
That's the right decision.
Just move it up.
Yep.
I can't believe they're the second choice. We're tied for the second choice right now. I mean, maybe they're going to get Giannis.
Wow. How about that? If the Knicks had lost to the Celtics, Tibbs is the coach still. There might be some truth to that.
Oh, wow.
I mean, there might be some truth to that. That's why I call them a poverty franchise, because that's what poverty franchises would do. When you're given what you expect, well, that's not the coach's fault. When the coach gives you something you haven't seen before, all of a sudden it's, well, we lost. We thought we were going to win. We were parading. We were running around Manhattan acting like lunatics. And now we lost and we look foolish. All that video, everyone roasting. I mean, like, people have sent me audio clips. New York sports talk radio has been absolute gold since the Knicks lost to the Pacers. I mean, just like the stuff that I would grow up listening to whenever the Yankees lost in the playoffs, that's what I'm hearing again. And I haven't heard it in a long time. Like, that level of hurt, because they believed. Like, New York fans haven't believed in a long time. Even last year against the Dodgers, Yankee fans knew they were losing that series. So it's like they haven't really believed that they had a team that was supposed to be better and make it past. They lost to the Indiana Pacers. That's the problem. If you want to know why he got fired, in my opinion, he lost to a team from Indiana. New York people can't handle that. You lose to Boston, Philadelphia, Lakers. Okay. You lost to a team from the Midwest.
Man, you say some crazy shit sometimes. Will, sorry, hashtag, that's 2 for me. Put it on the board. I don't know about that. I would pause. I mean, where they're from, that's why you got fired. They obviously were making a move. They obviously must have had postseason meetings that said, look, this isn't going to progress. You got us to here. We're gonna let you go. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. We've already talked about it enough. We're 30 minutes in. The damn StreamYard blew the rundown out, so now you're focused on this.
Oh no, this is great. I love this.
This is ridiculous. Colorado has lost 22 consecutive series in baseball.
Yes.
22 consecutive series dating back to last September.
Are you betting the Rockies tonight?
I think it's got to be considered.
Well, one, because it's Alcantara, like we mentioned. I saw this today, and I was blown away by this. Aaron Judge is minus 20,000 to win the AL MVP.
Never seen a number that big.
What what are we doing? It's June 3rd. Like, he can't get hurt. Like, this market seems to be insane to me. He gets hurt a lot, does he not? Like, Aaron Judge has been hurt a lot in his career.
Well, he has.
So why are we just assuming that he's not getting hurt and he's walking away with this award again?
Because the closer we get to the All-Star break and he's not getting hurt, him continuing to put up the numbers he puts up gets you to the argument where he's going to win it anyway.
So if he gets hurt August 1st and misses August and September, say he misses 2 months, he's winning the award no matter what happens.
I think that comes into play.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean, they're making these numbers what they are because nobody's betting it. Nobody's betting anyone else. So we have to put the complete stop sign on any more Judge bets. I don't want you putting it in parlays. I don't want you doing future things. I just 20,000. So now there's no value to betting it, parlaying it, sneaking it in a future parlay, whatever. Just let it go.
What if Cal Raleigh hits 60 home runs?
Well, then we got a discussion. Is he going to do that?
He leads. He's tied for the lead, right? With 24 home runs.
Yeah.
He's had a hell of a start to the season.
This is true.
By the way, the headline of ESPN.com is Knicks fire Thibodeau after best run in 25 years. I love this so much. This is so fun.
It's unreal.
It's so fun. Oh, everyone's
the NBA offseason literally is
a soap opera.
It is.
Yeah, it's a soap opera. 100% absolute soap opera. The other thing was interesting too. I was looking at the numbers for American League Rookie of the Year. So the kid for
Caglione, by the way,
Caglione,
phonetic spelling.
Yeah.
Of that. Yep.
He tonight he debuts against the Cardinals.
Yep.
So the Royals have their number one prospect, 6th pick in the draft in 24. He's up. He's 12-1 to win the American League Rookie of the Year. The Red Sox haven't called up Roman Anthony yet he is plus 4,000. He's the 6th option on the list. He hasn't played yet in the American League. He hasn't played a game yet they have him on the numbers at 40-1 to win the American League Rookie of the Year.
Well, you have to put up, a list. So I understand it being on the list. Are you questioning the price?
I just think it's wild. Why did it have to be on the list if they haven't played yet? They haven't qualified yet. So why are they on the list?
You make that list in March.
They make the list in March. So
yeah.
why you could
pull a betting number.
I know, but you could pull the number down whenever you want. You don't have to have Caglione up tonight. You don't have to have, Anthony up. Once they're there, then you can put them into the marketplace. But right now, they haven't played yet. Or tonight, Jock will go and make his debut. He'll have one game under his belt. The Red Sox haven't called up Anthony yet.
Well, it is Belmont week, and we do have plans to have somebody on from, a horse racing guy. Because I'm still not a horse guy. I love the horses, but I'm not a horse guy. You put up Kentucky Derby futures. You put up 200 horses, hoping, as the book, people bet ones that don't even make the Derby. So you put up Roman Anthony, take bets on him. You have action whether he plays in MLB or not. So that's why you make the list. But I think, it's like the Heisman list. You put up all these guys to win the Heisman, and 5 are going to win it. Maybe. Only 4 get to New York.
Right. Well, one's going to win it, but
right.
I get your
legit, maybe 5 before the season can really have a shot.
Legitimately win it.
Yeah. So you take all the bets you can on this stuff. I don't think it's strange at all that he's up. He's not in the MLB yet. This guy's coming up. The other stuff's going on already. I'd have him 50-1. Let's go get some bets on Roman Anthony. Why not?
Right. Yeah. And he could win it. The Red Sox are concerned about contract stuff.
Are they calling him up anytime soon?
Well, they need to. The question obviously is, where do they play him? Like, there's no place to put him at the moment. So Devers was taking ground balls yesterday at first base, and that caused Red Sox Nation to freak out. It was pretty dumb because they asked Alex Cora about it, and he was like, I have no idea. I didn't know he was doing that. He was taking it during BP, so like, was he just fooling around and just trying to stay sharp? Or was the team actually out there having him work at first base because they want him to play first base? He should, but he said, I'm the DH. That's it. So as of right now, he's not playing first base, and it's a revolving door right now at guys playing first for Boston. Third base is the same situation. So they have infielder needs, not outfielder needs. They have too many outfielders, not enough infielders. And Anthony's an outfielder. So there's nowhere to play him right now. So does he come up? I don't know. That's why they brought up Mayer because of the injury. So they have one of the kids up, but they've got 3 others down there that are top 50 prospects. So Red Sox fans want them to bring everybody up. Like, just go play the kids. Like, it's more fun to watch the kids play, more fun to see what they'll look like in 2 years. Let them see Major League pitching. I think Royals fans feel the same way about Jock tonight. They're like, call up the kids, play the kids. Don't worry about it. The password is a top 50 prospect. I mean, he's sitting there potentially with a chance to get called up too, but they don't know to play him either. So,
Right.
It's a problem. It's Skenes night tonight. Pirates are hosting the Astros. Skenes is plus 110 to win the NL Cy Young. Now, this might be one of our last times to get plus money on him. If he goes out tonight and dominates the Astros and looks great, do you take him to win the Cy Young here before he gets rolling and it starts becoming the real odds-on favorite, running away with it?
They're minus 160 tonight.
Yep.
Minus 160. It's coming down. Minus 155, 153. Okay.
Which
wow.
You're being mean.
Man.
I mean, Sharapan said it out loud. They're not trading him this season.
No, they're not.
So he said it out loud. Pirates are not trading him. They shouldn't trade him.
Yeah.
A major mistake.
They're not trading him. Relax. As far as your question, I mean, a gem tonight might make this even money.
Yeah.
Maybe. What's the numbers of the guys behind him?
Oh, let me tell you right now. It's like a pretty good margin for the Cy Young. Hold on, let me tell you right now. For Cy Young, for Skenes. By the way, 6.5 is his number for strikeouts tonight. If you're looking for that. Skenes, it goes Skenes plus 110, Yamamoto plus 390. This is FanDuel's numbers.
Okay.
Zach Wheeler 10-1, Logan Webb 13-1, Hunter Green 18-1, Chris Sale 20-1.
Okay. That's about where you could stop.
So there's 2 pitchers, Yamamoto or Skenes. That's it. Those are your options.
Right
really.
now.
Right now, yes.
I mean, if you haven't gotten plus money yet and you bet these things, you probably should.
Yeah.
But I mean, Wheeler sitting there at that price sounds pretty good.
It feels similar to me. It feels when I bet at plus 110, I bet the Thunder to win the championship before Game 7 against the Thunder. Like, it was the last time we were going to get plus money on the Thunder to win the championship. And I jumped in on it. I feel like after tonight, this might be your last chance to get Skenes at plus money. If he pitches well tonight, I think it's him or Yamamoto, and that's kind of it in terms of if they just keep going what they're doing at the moment for the Cy Young.
Right.
Just it's the momentum is there behind it. Like, there's much more of a conversation in the American League for the American League Cy Young with Skubal, Brown, and Crochet, Fried, DeGrom, Bubik. I mean, there's a lot of options for the American League. So
yeah.
The American League Cy Young conversation is a much more volatile market than I think the National League. I think there's 2 pitchers in the National League, and that's kind of it as to who's going to win it.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, those other guys right behind are still pretty good and can, go get hot 6 starts in a month.
I mean, Logan Webb has had a couple of rough starts. He looked really good early, and he got tattooed by the Pirates. He got tattooed.
Pitched great last night. Lost, tough loss, 1-0.
1-0, yeah.
But he pitched really well.
Bounce back.
Yeah. I
Hunter
don't know.
Green? I'm not riding with Hunter Green. Not in that ballpark. Not in July and August.
Yeah, I don't think that.
He's going to get hit and give up runs. So, I don't know. I think it's Yamamoto or Skenes in the National League for me. and it's June 3rd. So it's not like we're sitting here in April.
Hatfield's catching up on 2 times speed at work. Love the show. Thanks for being here, Hatfield. Listening to Matt talk about Tibbs getting fired on 2 times speed. I mean, how the hell can you even do that? My goodness.
That's a good point. That's a little
That'd be tough.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
This story sucks. So we found out what happened with Lance McCullers. An intoxicated bettor overseas. And it doesn't say whether he's an American or not. It just says the guy was overseas sending Lance McCullers death threats over social media. And the Astros have had to go and hire security because of this. But we now know that the guy who did it, he has issued an apology to the McCullers family for doing it. No word yet as to how much money he actually lost betting this, but I'm glad this is being highlighted because, guys, this stuff can't continue. Like, we cannot. Gamblers need to learn, and I don't know if one guy's got to go to jail over it or someone's got to be made an example of or something. But these stories are popping up a little bit too much for my liking about people who are tied, and it's painting gambling in a very negative light. Now, whether the guy, was betting illegally or was he betting locally? Was he betting? I don't know where he was betting. It doesn't matter. But they're saying it's a gambler, though, right? It's not drunk man overseas. It's drunk gambler overseas.
Yep.
So they're blaming gambling in a way. Not that the guy was drunk, but the guy lost money because McCullers got crushed in his second start coming back off of the IL. Like, that's the stuff that bothers me, that, like, you just can't be doing this stuff.
There's no need to, when you're at the game, and I've been at games and sometimes cannot believe the stuff that you hear being said. Okay, that's enough. But then with the power of the social media and the ability to get to people, make actual threats over this stuff, you have the platforms and the access to actually get to people that are just doing their job or trying their best to do their job. And it's discouraging as hell.
And their job is to entertain. Their job is to entertain us, obviously, right? So, like, but it is their job. And McCullers' comments publicly about his kids coming in and asking, "Daddy, why do people want to hurt us?" Like, that's heartbreaking. Like, that's just stuff that kids should have to be dealing with over their dad being a pitcher over a game. What are we doing?
And they always go back to, these guys make millions, and you should be able to take it.
No.
Who signs up for that?
No.
Nobody signs up for that.
Heckling is one thing, right?
Yeah.
You stink. Oh, you suck. Like, what? Okay. Going to social media, and granted, okay, we're in a different type of world now where we have access to players and we could write things social media wise and the players will see them and whatnot. But writing threats to anyone about anything on social media should 100%, it is illegal, but where the guy did it, overseas, what jurisdiction, like, we haven't really solved that problem yet about these, someone in Ireland can be sending a message to somebody in California. Like, it's just because the way the world works with social media and social platforms. So that whole thing, again, the gambling gets tied to it. You almost, like, the drunkenness is a big deal, but it feels like this is a story more now because of the gambling angle, that the guy was a gambler and he was mad about it. So it sucks.
Yeah.
All right. So this is fun because you're into this stuff big time on this. Texas Tech walks off Oklahoma in the Women's College World Series last night. Texas blanks Tennessee. We have an all-Texas final coming up here for the Women's College World Series. Now that OU is out, who wins this thing on Wednesday when it starts on Wednesday?
So it's a 3-game series.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech has a pitcher that they went and paid $1 million for.
Are you serious? In women's softball?
Yep. She got $1 million.
Can she hit?
NIL. No.
She just pitches.
She's learning how to hit. She never was allowed to hit in the past, where she was. So the Texas Tech coach has been, I mean, this is almost like would be an unbelievable career arc for me. He started coaching his kids in his 40s,
Wow.
travel ball. Now he's the head coach at Texas Tech, and he's in the Women's College World Series. It's unbelievable. I watch him coach, and I'm like, I love that guy. Anyhow, they went and paid a zillion dollars, a million, and got the best pitcher. She's thrown every pitch, Perrault, in the Super Regionals, and every pitch in the Women's College World Series.
How
She's
many
thrown
runs?
every single pitch.
How many runs she given up so far?
Just a couple.
Wow.
So yeah, so in Oklahoma City, I believe the number's 300. She's thrown 300 pitches, and they've won every game. She's going to take the ball Wednesday, and she's going to win. I think Texas Tech wins. I do right now.
2-1 or 2-0?
Texas is really good, and they manufacture runs really well. They run the bases really smart too. So before the tournament, the way the bracket was, the girls and I were going, it's either going to be Oklahoma, Texas Tech, or Kelsey wanted Tennessee. I said Texas.
Okay.
So we kind of had it mapped out to get to kind of this will be, at this point. So I can't wait to watch it, but I think Texas Tech wins.
What's the market? Like, what's the overall audience size for the Women's College World Series? Growing, stagnant? Like, what's the feel? I know ESPN's been putting it on for years, but how niche is it?
Boy, that's a really good question. I don't know if it's level of I can't compare it because I don't know what the WNBA actually
How about
is.
women's college basketball? Like, compare it to women's college basketball. If that's a 10. Is this a 6? Is it a 5?
I think it's closer to 10. It's probably an 8.
So there you go. How do you say your last name? Kennedy?
Yeah, Kennedy.
Kennedy?
Has thrown
466 consecutive pitches.
For her team, she's pitched 5 straight complete games in 11 days. She's allowed 16 hits and 4 runs in those 5 games.
It's not bad.
So
4 runs in 5 games.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
I'll tell you this. Major League Baseball just partnered.
Oh, you're jumping ahead. Yes.
Oh, I thought that was the next story.
Well, it is. It is. But that's why I was leading you. I was leading you on to into that conversation.
Yeah.
Because Major League Baseball has partnered with the new Athletes Unlimited Softball League, which starts on Saturday. There's 4 teams, so you got to go get gear now. But this is Major League Baseball. We saw the commissioner, Rob Manfred, was at a press conference with this, announcing this. They're going to distribute the games on MLB Network and MLB.com. They're going to push the merch, and they're going to have a real big celebration this Saturday on June 7th for this new 4-team softball league that is starting.
Yeah.
Does this have a market in your mind?
Because
they're comparing it to the WNBA. I mean, Manfred's like, we want what the NBA has with the W. We want women's softball to have the same type of energy.
Yeah. So it's 2 different games.
Yeah.
Okay. It's literally 2 different games, different fields, different everything. Basketball is basketball. Now it's played differently, but it's 2 different games. And I think as long as you have that understanding and expectation, I think there's a lot of softball fans. Daniel G just said it. There's a lot of softball fans, more than people think. Absolutely. Now,
didn't they try this before with Jenny Finch and it didn't work?
It was a different time. It was a
But
different
they did
time.
though, right?
Was,
Did they
well,
try? They tried a pro women's softball league and it didn't work.
It wasn't. No, it's not. This is an actual real effort, right? The game's on Saturday on MLB Network.
Okay.
Like, this house, we got a little bit of a curveball with things going on here. Otherwise, we were going to one of these weekend AUSL, Athletes Unlimited Softball League events. This was going to be, we were going to go because the girls know and follow all along, a lot of the girls that are going to play in this. So they wanted to go, and I was like, oh, this will be great.
It's really interesting how they're doing it. You see how they're doing it? They're moving it around.
Yeah.
So
it's a road show.
There's 4 teams. It's almost like the Bananas.
Yeah.
There's 4 teams. They start in Rosemont, Illinois. Then they go to Wichita, Kansas. Then they're going to Sulphur, Louisiana. Then Chattanooga, Tennessee. Norman, Oklahoma. Omaha, Nebraska. Seattle, Washington. Salt Lake City, Utah. Round Rock, Texas. And they end the year in Tuscaloosa, Alabama at the end of July.
It's
quick. It's a 2-month season.
It's a lot of travel for the players. I don't know how many people are going to go in person.
Well, this is a great point. There's 362,000 girls that play softball. So if you're going to these states, right, you're going to these different areas, the first people you're knocking on the door of are the softball leagues, the AAU tournaments, the places that have high-level softball, and you just give them tickets. Say, come be a part of this. Like,
yes,
get in here and just be a part to watch this. And so if you can capitalize on the number of girls who are playing softball, I'm always amazed just around Vegas, the number of softball fields are being used at like 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning. You go out, I go out there, down to Lone Mountain in that area over there, and all those fields are used all weekend. Tournaments, practice. You guys were there for a while.
Yep. Oh yeah, we were there we were there 3 days a week at that complex. The places they're going, it's the heartland of America, right? Big softball cities. Daniel G said.
What makes it a softball city? Well, what makes somebody a softball city?
I think a place where, like for us out west, everything's California.
Okay.
Right. So that's where, and it's not telling to me.
They're not going there though, which is wild.
They're not, right.
Surprising.
They're not. So I think they're growing this through the true grassroots.
Okay.
Right. But travel tournaments are all over the place. And now, so what makes a softball place, city, whatever, places where it's running, not 365, but a lot of the year where there's tournaments running. There's a big Midwestern component to softball. So
why OKC is the site of the College World Series.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Omaha
would make the same argument saying, there are markets that embrace certain sports. Omaha has embraced college baseball more than anybody else, and the U.S. Olympic swim trials more than anybody else. It's why they keep on going there, because they sell it out all the time. Doesn't matter who's playing, when they're playing, or what the weather is. It's a tradition. It's a family event. It's a gigantic part of the summer in Omaha, Council Bluffs, the Iowa, across the river, both sides of the river, Iowa and Nebraska. And people, it's awesome when LSU is there. It's awesome when big time SEC schools are there, but it doesn't matter if Wright State makes it, they're going to be there supporting Wright State and wanting to watch those teams play. So I like the fact that we're going to that part of the region, that part of the country for this. I just wonder. Yes, there we go. CBW. I was just about to say that. Who lights the match? Like who is the person? And maybe it's this girl from Texas Tech. Like who is, but LSU's got to win 3 more games before you get there. Don't count your chickens yet. You're in the super regional. You won last night, but now you got to go and you got to win some more games.
What was the final score that game last night?
It was 7-5 when I was at the gym watching it. So I'm not sure what the final was, but I'm pretty sure LSU won that game.
Went over the total. My buddy Greg, who runs the California Wager, account on Twitter, gave out the over.
Oh, there you go.
I gave it out, and I think it went over.
10-6 final.
10-6. Okay, good.
Yeah, Jenny Finch could have been that. Absolutely, Jenny Finch could have been if it was a different era in a time when we had an opportunity to do social media and have it be, something that could go crazy. Yeah, absolutely.
I hope whatever is going to happen here with this kind of culminates it coming back to the Olympics in 2028.
Yeah,
Now,
it's
the ironic
ridiculous.
thing
Not an
about
Olympic sport.
it wasn't. It's coming back in 2028. The Olympics are here in LA. Yet they're playing the softball at OKC for the Olympics.
That's crazy.
Yeah, everything's in LA,
But
but the softball's in OKC.
everything's spread out too, though, right? It's not just
It's all over the place.
That's not the only sport that's not in Los Angeles,
I
right?
mean, they're playing soccer. They might be playing soccer here.
Yeah, they're all over the place. So
Yeah.
I wonder. I mean, look, I think that there is a marketplace for, they used to be called Olympic sports, but there's sports that young girls play and have played their whole life. Your daughter's being the prime example of this, where they love the sport, they know the sport, they want to watch the sport, they want to be around the sport. Even when they're done playing, they want to be around the sport. They might maybe want to become coaches, or they want to become scouts, or they want to do something in the sport itself of softball that's professional. That at the moment we haven't had that. It stops at college and it doesn't really go anywhere else. I know there's been some pro leagues over in Europe for softball that we've seen women go over there and play. Women's basketball overseas is still really big in different markets in places like France and Russia and Turkey and whatnot. There's still really high paying jobs over there for women's basketball. And hopefully one day it turns that way for women's soccer. It's been that way, look at the Champions League and Premier League and whatnot for women's sports and that level. So I think there's a market for it. I really do. I like this. It's an appetizer. It's a 2-month, 4-team Major League Baseball backed sport. So now it's okay. We're not going to go crazy. We're not going to do what the USFL has done. We're not, 8 teams in 8 cities, and we're going to have travel and flight and flying around. It's going to be a traveling circus, and we're going to these 10 markets, and we're going to go in and we're going to show, we're going to play, we're going to award a championship, and then we're going to build off of that momentum from traveling the country together to then have franchises that will be hopefully permanent. And we'll have road trips, and we'll have the money to go and spend for road trips. So I think it's a smart move. I think MLB's partnership is great. And I think the way that they're going to roll it out is conservative. And I think that's a really smart way of doing it, because as we've talked about on this show, and every show has talked about this, the WNBA has never made money. It's always lost money.
Right.
Even with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and everything else, even last year, they've always lost money. So having MLB's pockets to dip into to help this go, I think it's great.
I think you just have to realize it's not for everybody. Some people won't watch it ever. Some people won't like it ever.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Though. Yeah,
that's fine. Right. So it's not going to be the NFL. It's okay.
No, but it's in a perfect spot, though. It's why college baseball, we talked about it yesterday. We'll get to a college baseball story here in a second, but it's why college baseball, I think, has even more of a ceiling to keep growing in America. Because I think people watch it and they're like, wow, this is pretty cool. If you like minor league baseball, oftentimes minor league baseball is not about the baseball. It's about the promotion or about what's going on, right? It's about the show. College baseball is about the baseball. Like, college baseball is about the competition. It's about the level of talent. It's about watching players who will be in the big leagues in a couple of years, but they're wearing your school or a school you like, their uniform.
Right.
And so I still think that we have not hit the peak of what college baseball could wind up looking like. So in Omaha, it's always sold like, the tagline was always like, watch the stars of tomorrow play in the College World Series. And they've used Roger Clemens at Texas for years. It's kind of like the face of that. So you could have seen Roger Clemens pitch in person for Texas. He pitched in the College World Series. Well, now it's Paul Skenes. You could have watched Paul Skenes pitch for LSU in the College World Series, and now he's one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. So if you build that pipeline, that only helps women's softball, because the College World Series will gain more popularity if we have a pro league where these women can go from college to play professionally. So it helps it rises everything. It rises all boats on this. So I think it could be a lot of fun to see what's going to happen. Slow growth. Yeah, I would agree. Don't go from 4 to 12. I would agree.
Right.
Do it by demand. Don't do it just because.
Right.
Do it because people want it and they're asking for it and they're looking for it. We're not looking for this story all that often, but this is just kind of what happened yesterday, which is kind of funny and awful in the same moment. So the Wake Forest coach against Tennessee yesterday got caught calling one of the sluggers a kid with a lot of swag, a kid that has an attitude at the plate, a kid that hits moonshot home runs. Called him a really nasty slur, and the ESPN cameras caught it. And the same at bat that he called him the slur, the kid hit a ball to the moon.
Yep.
Hit it to the, I'm not sure the ball still landed, to be quite honest. And then after the game, we don't need to read the whole thing, but essentially the AD came out and said, that is not representative of what we want at Wake Forest from our head coach. The head coach said, I am unable to remember the specific moment in which he said it.
Oh,
which is like, really? This is on video. Do I need to jog your memory by playing you the video that everyone has seen now on social media when you call the kid the F word? Like, come on, man. Like, this goes back to the don't pee on me and tell me it's raining. I don't remember what I said, but it must have been really bad because everybody's really upset about what I said. Come on, man. Props to the kid for going deep, though. Props. He looks right at the coach and hits the ball to the moon.
He ran around the bases, too, like he won the World Series.
Well, I mean, the game kind of iced the game. He blew the game open.
Yeah.
It was 6-2 at the time, and then he hit the home run. That kind of put the game out of reach.
I don't know. Does
Really?
that coach get fired?
I don't know, but Garrett said he's been saying the F word over the years many times. He said that word.
Oh, I had no idea.
And we're not talking about the word that rhymes with buck, by the way. The other F word he said.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Okay. So like, that's what oh boy. I don't know. Does he get fired? Maybe. I mean, I think the excuse is pretty bad. I can't believe Wake Forest put that out there and let him say that publicly. Like, he should have just apologized for his behavior. Should have said, I'm really sorry. The moment got the best of me. You never used to use language like that. I don't normally use language like that. Whatever lie you want to come up with to explain why in the world in that moment you would say that out loud in the dugout, knowing you're on ESPN, knowing the camera could be on you at every moment.
So funny. We were watching the games yesterday, and Jess turned to me at one point and said, why do they always cover their mouths when they're talking on the field now?
That's why. Now
so
you know why.
You can't see what they're saying. And if they're not mic'd up, you can't hear what they're saying. And she's like, do they always do that? I never really noticed that before. And I said, every time when they go to the mound now, Jess. Everybody talks to a glove in front of their mouth. Every single person. Everybody, and looks down. So I don't know. There's that just saying it, I said it, is sorry and done.
Yeah, just apologize.
Probably easier, but
I don't remember the exact don't remember what I said. Well, why is everybody mad? What did I say? Come on, dude. Like, it's on camera. Like, everybody knows what it's clear as a bell what you said. And your own boss is saying that your behavior was not representative of how a Wake Forest coach is supposed to act. You're literally getting called out by your boss. You're like, I don't remember. What did I do? He's mad. I don't know why he's mad. Shouldn't be mad. Tennessee moves on. They win the game. Wake Forest's season is over. Ohtani watch. So Ohtani didn't fall asleep yesterday. He hit a home run early in that game against the Mets. Came up with a chance to walk it off. Hit the ball all the way to the track. Just a couple of feet short, unfortunately, for Ohtani, and he winds up tying the game. Excuse me. Mets won the game in extras.
Game was electric. I mean, you want to talk about a good scene? Like over the weekend, Yankees and Dodgers had that big game feel the whole weekend, but got two trash games. And then, the third game wasn't even that good. It just was a little less of a blowout. But my goodness, the guy comes up and just does these things. I don't know. I saw a segment this morning on MLB Network, and they said the Dodgers will be playing who in the NLCS? And I thought, wow, that's a bit presumptuous, just advancing the Dodgers to the NLCS to teams like the Mets, to teams like the Phillies.
I mean, who are you afraid of?
I think the Mets are legit. I think the Phillies are legit. I dare I say the Cubs.
Cubs are legit. I'll give you that. But
right?
I'd still need both those teams to make pitching. I mean, if you have a starting pitcher that's potentially like a Sandy Alcantara, like that's the type of move that the Cubs need to make, that the Phillies need to make to go get a guy who can come in and help their starting rotation. Both, I mean, the injuries for the Cubs, they're going to get Steele back. They're going to get Imanaga back. So they've got help on the way. But if they don't come back or they aren't effective when they come back, that could really be a problem for the Cubs. Can't outscore everybody in the playoffs. We know this. Like, you got to pitch.
Right.
And the Cubs rotation is not scary at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, the Cubs clearly need an arm. I agree with you, Vinny. The Phillies are fine, I think, with the rotation. They're pretty good. I don't think they need to worry about adding somebody. They need to figure out a way to score runs when the other team is shutting them down. Like, if they're not hitting home runs and doing the stuff like that, you know, the past couple of years, they got there and then they're like, shoo, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This was Ohtani's worth the price of admission. Simply put,
God,
there's just no other way to say it. It's fascinating to watch. They were talking about it today about moving him out of the leadoff spot. Why? You know, again,
moving him down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
He keeps
Why?
hitting solo home runs.
Oh, to get guys on base. Isn't that the bottom of the order's fault? I mean, I know he hit the home run early in it wasn't to start the game, was it, in the first inning last night?
No.
Second at bat for him. But isn't that the bottom of the order's fault? I mean, they got to get on base ahead of him. So
him hitting at the top gets the most at bats
Yes.
for him, and also puts the pressure on for the other guys. I mean, Mookie and Freddie hitting behind him it's phenomenal. So I wouldn't change anything, but
he's in scoring position at the plate. So, like, I wouldn't move anything. I would keep doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't change a darn thing.
Where's Santana? What's the Dodgers to win the NL West right now? I mean, is it a wrap? Do they have it priced like it's a wrap? I haven't looked. Honest to God, I have not even looked.
Like, it's not a wrap. That's the
well, I
thing.
know it's not a wrap, but do they have it priced like it's a wrap? Is it 10-1, 8-1? I have no idea.
They have a 1-game lead.
Yeah,
and they're tied in the loss column. Giants are 3 back. Padres are tied in the loss column with the Dodgers. So I don't know. I mean, can't be that heavily priced.
I'm going to look right now. If you guys,
But I mean, what's wild is that the Dodgers are 15-14 on the road. So if you want to know where they're going to wind up improving, like where does the ceiling go for the Dodgers? It's on the road. They're one of the best teams at home in Major League Baseball. They've got 21 wins. That's tops. No, that's number 2 in Major League Baseball. Only the Astros with 22 wins have more home wins so far this year than the Dodgers do. It's the road record that is making, and they're 12 games over 500. I'm not trying to say it's 575 now.
Oh, it was 700 yesterday. Now 575 Arizona DraftKings. Thank you, Santana. Right now on FanDuel, they're minus 850.
Wow.
The Padres are 8-1. And the Giants are 20-1 for the division.
How about that?
So, I mean, it's priced like it's done. It's done.
Do you agree? Is it done?
I mean, they keep winning games with guys pitching. They just keep bringing up pitchers. I mean, they had the most pitchers hurt. None of it matters. Who do they got tonight? Let me see.
Dodgers Mets.
Clayton Kershaw's pitching tonight.
Yeah.
Minus 135.
Yeah.
I mean, McGill's been really good.
He has.
You got like the Mets again.
4.71 ERA on the road, though, for McGill. He's been much better at home. 2.16 ERA at home. On the road, 15 earned in 28 innings worth of work. So,
right.
Against the Dodgers, they tend to hit that type of pitcher pretty good at home. So at New York, I'd be on it. In LA, after a loss last night in extras, probably Dodgers bounce back tonight, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Time for Bet It or Book It. All right, 2-1 day yesterday on Better to Book It. For my plays, we're going right back to the same bet as yesterday. Red Sox Angels first 5 over 5 at plus 110. You can get 4.5. It was 5.5 plus money. Now it's heavily juiced to over 4.5 minus 130 if you want to do it. But I don't trust Bayo for the Red Sox for Bayo with the Red Sox going up against Mike Trout, who had 3 hits and a home run yesterday. Angels scored 6 runs in the first inning yesterday against our guy, Richard Fitz. He got tattooed. Kikuchi, Red Sox have seen Kikuchi when he was with the Blue Jays, so this is not someone they haven't seen before. And anytime I have a lefty at Fenway Park, I tend to like the offense for the Red Sox to score runs, given the right-handed power bats that the Red Sox have. Early, Sox scored 5 in 5 innings last night against the Angels pitching. Angels scored 6 in 5 innings against the Red Sox. 11 runs came in last night, over 5 plus money. Better to book it.
You know, last night was the first time in the history of Fenway Park that the visiting team hit 3 home runs in the first inning.
Congrats.
How is that possible?
As CBW pointed out to us on Twitter, the Red Sox starting pitching is on par with the Rockies at the moment for ERA. And that's with Garrett Crochet in the rotation.
Doing what he's doing.
Could you imagine if they took Crochet out of it? How bad that would be? Be the worst starting rotation in baseball. So
it's incredible.
First 5. Red Sox score early, not late. Until further notice, first 5 overs for the Red Sox.
Yeah. I have no idea. Let's say this is a bet again. And it might be both teams contributing. Yep. I don't think it doesn't have to be one. Trout time. Angels, keep that hat on, Dave.
Yep.
Good call, Eric. It does look good.
Yeah, the 3rd and home runs. Yep. And Trout to hit another one tonight. I don't mind it. I mean,
right.
Red Sox pitching at Fenway with the wall in left. I don't mind a Trout home run tonight. So over first 5, keep betting it. Blue Jays, Phillies over 8.5. Blue Jays at home are an absolute train. They are unbelievable at home. They're not great on the road, but at home they can score. In the Phillies, I like Sanchez at home. I don't really love Sanchez on the road.
Okay.
And the Phillies can score. And I think the Phillies will score tonight up against the Blue Jays. Bullpen is not great. We saw it against the A's over the weekend. They got hit hard over the weekend by the A's. They gave up a bunch of home runs. So Bowden Francis going tonight with a 5.04 ERA and a guy whose ERA at home is 6.43 with a 2-3 record and a 288 opposing batting average. He's given up 11 home runs, Dave.
Oh boy.
Find the Phillies batter you like to hit a home run tonight.
Right.
Over 8.5.
After all that convincing, I'm going to say book it. Only because maybe we get a little A's letdown for the Blue Jays. Maybe we get Sanchez to show up and actually deal. So
against the Blue Jays?
Yeah.
At Skydome?
Yep.
Here are your Toronto Blue Jays at home runs scored in their last 8 home games. 8, 11, 12. Where's that? 7, 14, and 3.
Good.
They kill the ball.
Yeah. No doubt.
I like the over. Maxwell, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for
what's up?
An interesting avatar. What is that team? That looks like wow. I don't know. Is that you? Who's that? That's cool. That's a cool avatar. And then finally, no one's playing tonight for Phoenix. No one. They have 4 people who are out. Lynx, 11.5. Lay it tonight. They're 0-3 at home ATS. They have not covered yet at home. They're 3-0, 7-0 on the year. But it sure looks like Phoenix is punting on this game tonight.
I'll take your word for it. The WNBA plays. I'll say bet it. I have no idea.
I think it's 12.5 now. I think it's it was moving last night after I bet it. It had gone to 12. Let's see if it went any higher. 12.5. Circus at 12.5. Superbook's 12.5. DraftKings 12.5. Offshore 12.5. So open 10.5. No one's playing for Phoenix. This is a lay down spot for Phoenix.
I got 2 baseball games for you.
Okay.
Better to book it. Milwaukee again. Plus
until further notice.
Perrault against Green.
I bet it already.
Okay.
Just bet it. I just bet it. I mean, just keep on playing them until they lose.
Yeah. I like them. I like that game under as well. But the other one is, what do you think about Seattle tonight at home? Short favorite, minus 135-ish, minus 140 against Baltimore. Kirby.
Orioles suck on the road. Give me Mariners.
Okay.
Who is pitching? Who is Sugano for
Don't
Toronto?
know.
For Baltimore.
Got to do the work here after the show.
Tomoyuki Sugano. 4-3 with a 3.23 ERA. I've not seen him pitch yet, so I don't know. But on the road, no. I mean, if you want more baseball, I mean, I think you can. Marlins are winning today. They're not losing back-to-back games to the Rockies, so you can bet that. Cubs team total over 5.5. I've bet that today. I think the Cubs will score a bunch of runs here today up against Washington. You can bet the over in the game if you want, but Trevor Williams is pitching for the Washington Nationals. He has a 6.48 ERA at home, opposing batting average of 276. On the road, he's opposing batting average of 304, 18 earned runs and 25 innings worth of work for him. So I expect the Cubs to keep mashing like they have done over the last couple of weeks, keep that bullpen rolling. So on that, no, sorry, I'm not betting a rookie to hit a home run tonight. Sorry. Our friend Alex Gold is actually, they did their show from St. Louis today because of this kid.
Really?
Yeah. So Royal fans are going gaga for Jock. They think this is
that a big road trip?
6 hours, right? Or it's across the state. So maybe 5 hours from Casey to St. Louis.
Jeez.
Straight across the state.
Hope they got a quick flight.
No, they drove.
Oh man.
Yeah, they drove to go broadcast live from that game. So it's a big deal for Royal fans. Believe they've got the next gigantic star coming up. So we'll see what the kid looks like. He was batting 314, I think, at AA and AAA. He had 14 home runs in 50 games.
Wow.
So not bad. I mean, he's 6'4". He's a big boy. He's a big cat who can hit with the best of them right now in the minors. So they've brought him up to see what he can look like. Prop bet of the day. Prop bet of the day. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Vlad, 4 straight games, scoring a run. Do it again. Vlad to score. I like the over in the game. Vlad's gotten on base, and they've driven him in every single game for 4 straight games. Bet the streak. Vlad Guerrero to score a run, over a half a run at plus 105.
What's the price? Plus 105?
Yep. I'm him to be driven.
This one got a shot.
Home runs. We got hooked yesterday. 3.5 was the strikeout. 3 Ks came in, so we got hooked on that play yesterday.
Okay.
But I think he scores. I mean, I think we have a lot of runs, a lot of offense in that game, home runs in that game. The Blue Jays are getting a little bit banged up. That's a little bit of a concern going forward for them with the injuries that they're dealing with, but their offense still has Vlad, and they still have Bichette, and they can hit and run and score. So, we'll see what happens with that. So Vlad to score a run plus 105 for that coming up here for today. News of the industry. So news of the industry. This, by the way, that sweeper, that sounder, stinger, whatever we call it on TV looks awesome.
Amazing.
It looks awesome.
Absolutely amazing
on TV. Sonic, like that it looks so good on TV. I watched it. I was like, that on Sports Grid looks awesome on television.
Yes,
when it's on your TV on a big screen and it comes rolling out like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn cool.
Yes.
Welcome to the party, Arizona. So they're not going to take this lying down anytime soon. Arizona regulators file an objection with the CFTC over the sport event contracts. They call sport event contracts gambling. Arizona wants a piece of this conversation, Dave. They are now into this, saying we're not comfortable. We don't want this. Are you surprised that more states haven't done this?
After watching what Illinois did over the weekend and how they just kind of slid this, 25% or 25-cent tax on, the quantity of wagers for the first 20 million and then a 50-cent tax on the quantity of wagers. I went, nothing surprises me anymore. I don't think their other states are either taking this serious yet or really have enough education about it yet. Because I think once they do, you read Reddick's newsletter. I read Reddick's newsletter straight to the point. There's no pub. There's no plug fee, any of that.
Right.
We read it.
Yep.
He said it in there, and I agree with him. They're going to tax this. At some point, they're going to tax this prediction market thing. Right now, they can get in and do all this business and not have to get the tax thing. But they're going to. So I think states are going, you know what? We have all this stuff in place now. We have all these procedures and different things, and we have, and we have license fees, and we have let's do that. That seems like the right thing to do. So I don't know. That's my read on it. What do you think?
I think that states are going to pay attention when there's money, real money, to tax and to go after. I think most gaming control boards don't have an opinion on it yet because they don't know enough to have an opinion on it yet.
Right.
And I think they will have. I think Vegas and Nevada have an opinion. New Jersey has an opinion because we don't have the lottery here for that reason. Like anything that comes and takes money away from the gambling companies that operate here with licenses and doing everything that is required to operate a gaming business here in Nevada, they're going to be very sensitive and they're going to be very quick to go and say, no, you can't do this. Like you just don't cross the gaming control board here in Nevada. Other states who have relatively new laws on the books for gambling, I don't know if they know enough to get involved. So Arizona getting involved was interesting. Maryland getting involved is interesting. Now what happens again, I still am waiting. We talked about it yesterday a bit, but I'm still waiting for the tribe's opinion as to what they're going to do. Because by everything, Andrew Kim, the Supreme Court lawyer that came on the show a couple of weeks ago, was the one who said this, and I think it's accurate, and I agree with it, that if you're going to go to a war over the legality of a sports prediction market in a state-by-state basis, or try to make it and say that this should be a state's law, well, the tribes are the ones that can say it's actually us. It's not you guys on the states per se. It's actually us. So we have the legality to fight this and say you guys cannot do this. So that's what's always stopped the state-by-state, or the 50-state solution, if you will, has always been the pacts that were signed with the Native American tribes. Their sovereignty, they get to control gaming in the states they have those pacts. So that's how Hard Rock is the one that runs, and the Seminoles run Florida. I don't know. That to me, Fliff got banned today in Michigan, Maxwell. Wow. Okay. That's different. That's not sports prediction markets. That's a social casino. That's sweepstakes and social casinos. That's buying. I think it's become so convoluted. So I thought Novig was peer-to-peer, right? So Novig is not just peer-to-peer, but Novig is also now they're peer-to-peer, but you also buying coins to go and bet peer-to-peer. So like they've combined the social casino with the sweepstakes casino.
Right.
Yet, but you know what they call themselves? A sports prediction market. There's everyone's throwing the Uncle Charlie right now. It's like, wait a minute, what? I'm confused. Like, what are we? Like, no one wants to be put into that silo. Like, we're not a social casino. We're not an iCasino. We're not a social sports book. We're not a sports prediction market. Like, we're nothing. Like, we're just this enigma.
As long as you can keep that crosshair moving and going, we're this, no, we're that, no, we're this, no, well, wait, let's be this. And then, wow, it makes it a lot harder to pin you down to what you are to then what you owe.
Fair. And what your tax rate should be and all that. Yeah, completely agree. Like I don't know. I think we're in such a weird, that's why I love this segment, because every day it feels like there's something new. Every day there's some new article, new story, some new lawsuit, some new opinion coming down about what is, and there's one person working at the CFTC right now. One. There's supposed to be five chairs. There's one. It's unbelievable.
How much does the job pay?
I don't know. Probably pretty well. My gut would be probably pretty well.
Have to be a lawyer probably to do it though.
Yeah, not just a lawyer, but a pretty high-powered lawyer with some pretty big friends in good places to get you put in that spot.
Still, that's one of the things. I didn't get the law degree. I went to Curacao instead. It's got me this far, but we'll see.
Yes, a social sports book that uses sweepstakes as a predictive market. That's a bingo. Yep, I would agree. It's a wild statement.
Got them all right there.
But I think that's what every company is doing that. And it's, there's two ways of looking at that. I think Alex Kane frames it really in a unique way. He says that this innovation in the sports gambling market needs to be fueled, needs to be funded, that this is advancement, it's progress. We need to come out of the dark ages of betting over the counter and betting in person and turn it into a digital world. Okay, there's one way of looking at that. Nevada, I think folks from your background, Dave, would come back and say, there's a lot of problems with all that, right? Like there's a lot of pitfalls and charlatans and people that are going to try to scam you by doing this. And we know this because we've had it happen to us. And we have 40 years of experience to fall back upon to tell you that this new jump to digital is not going to go as smoothly as you think with all of this.
Right.
And so there's like two schools of thought going at this. And I think there's room for both innovation and progress, but also conservative and smarts and using your history and using what has happened previously. Just got to be some happy medium right now. And we don't have anything right now.
Right.
I'm a magician. What do you mean you're a magician?
See,
make things disappear.
You can call yourself whatever you want.
Right. Yes.
In the space.
That's fair.
So you can be a prediction market. You can be, you don't necessarily want to call yourself a book. I mean,
not anymore. Yeah.
We used to be called odds makers.
Right.
Like, that was the thing. And then they changed it. They said, your guys are traders. And I'm like, what the hell's a trader? Well, that's your word. That's not mine.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you were the bookie, you were this, you were the that. I don't know. I think there's a lot of things states like Arizona are jumping in. I think it's going to be the discussion leading up until football in a lot of different places where they're going, you know what? We got to get in this.
Fair. Quick hockey topic, because this is pretty wild. Stanley Cup Finals trend. 45 straight years, a player who has appeared in the Stanley Cup has played, I should say teammate, of Jaromir Jagr. 45 straight years.
I saw this graphic and went, this can't be. And then I went through and, there's a guy like Trottier's all those early years and, there's one guy or whatever, but it's pretty wild.
Jaromir Jagr has a connection. He's Kevin Bacon. Jagr has a connection to every single Stanley Cup playoff final since 1980.
Yeah.
Starting with Brian Trottier of the Islanders. And now this year it's Barkov with Florida.
Unreal.
I mean,
I'm happy I got to see Jagr at the beginning. I mean, we were season ticket holders in Pittsburgh when he came up. It was fascinating to watch. It was a marvel to watch this kid skate and do what he did and kind of fit right in with all these veterans. And he was under 21 at the time in a lot of places that I also happened to be partaking in, festivities. And I was like, what is he doing here?
That's what we're calling this now, is festivities.
You're out drinking at a bar,
doing some other things
like that, hanging out, and Yogs is over there. Yogs is 19. How did he get in? Oh, Yogs, that's fine. It's. I saw him here in Vegas, like I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. He was down on Fremont Street and he got involved with that, the guys where they asked for volunteers and he was doing the YMCA and all this other stuff. I was like, this guy's living the dream. They finally retired his number in Pittsburgh last year. They had that ceremony. It was awesome. Who's going to win a Stanley Cup? We'll discuss that more tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll get into that heavily. It's crazy because I have a heart and I have a head. I want Edmonton, but my head is telling me that it's going to be the Florida Panthers.
I know. Major conflict.
I think it'll be fun if Edmonton won. I don't think Edmonton's going to win. Watch the speakers, everybody. By the way, that stinger is not very loud on TV. Just FYI, it's not that loud. It's like everything else. It's loud, but it's not like overly loud.
Right.
So it's there. But Stephon Diggs has been cited at Patriots training camp. He ran drills yesterday.
Cited like SIGHTED.
No,
he like cited. He's been seen.
Seen. Yes,
not like you meant cited, like cited with a
not
citation.
written up. He's there.
Okay.
He's actually there. He has not gone through. He was a limited participant in OTAs yesterday because of the fact that he, according to reports, has not been fully cleared by the medical staff for the Patriots. So the rumor is the Patriots are investigating everything that's gone on off the field with Diggs. And if they find stuff they don't like even more than what's out there, or if Diggs is lying to the team about what he's been up to, that the doctor is going to fail him. He's going to fail the physical. And so, I mean, the Patriots team doctor, according to the contract, the Patriots team doctor is the one that gets to determine whether or not Diggs is cleared to play. So there's a $10.5 million reason why the team would want him to fail that physical if they want him gone. So there's a lot of eyes on this from a league standpoint on what the Patriots might do with this guy. But without him, the Patriots receiving core is not good. It's right back. It's right back to the problems. I'm not going to go as far. I saw a clip of Adam Shine, who was on VSiN, saying yesterday that if the Patriots don't have Stephon Diggs, they're not going over their win total. If they have Stephon Diggs, they're going over their win total. That flies in the face of what every bookmaker has ever told me about odds and numbers, that wide receivers don't move needles. Wide receivers don't amount for more than a point or two, and wide receivers don't amount for 1 or 2 wins. Like the fact that with Diggs, they win 7, and or without Diggs, they win 7, and with Diggs, they win 9. I'm not sure I'm going to subscribe to that. Like, that seems to be a little bit too much for one player. No?
Yeah, I'd put a pause on that. I wouldn't say that the fate of the New England Patriots season
hangs on a whiteout.
Hangs on Stephon Diggs. Yeah. It would behoove them to have him on the field.
Yes. They're a better team.
Help them 100%. I don't know if they're going to win 8 games with him. So we'll see. But no one's going, oh, Diggs is going to get cut, ruled out, move it down to 6.5. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Not happening.
I'm going to stick with my 9-8 prediction for the Patriots.
Okay.
Favorite thing about today. Favorite thing about today is what?
We had a little session with the dog this morning. It just reminded me how animals can sense stuff. It's just bizarre. And so far, this morning has been relatively calm in the house. The kids are still kind of relaxing. It's summer vacation, so they're not really doing much. And me and the dog just kind of hung out this morning, played a little outside. My favorite thing about today is that dogs know. People don't know. And certainly like bettors and all this other crap, dogs know. They know something. I don't know what. I wish they could talk. That was my favorite thing about today so far.
That would be fun. For me, we have monsoon seasons here, and we talked about it yesterday about the humidity, and we thought it wasn't going to rain. I don't know if you saw the sky last night, Dave, but that was like a fireworks show that we had here in Las Vegas. The entire sky was full of huge lightning strikes all over the place. And I live kind of up high, so we can kind of look down and see all this things. It was wild.
Wild.
I was like, hold on, this is fun. And we just sat outside. My daughter Madeline we just watched, and we're like, we don't see this very often. I'm like, Maddie, this is what it was like when I was growing up in New England. We would have these, it was consistent. We'd have these thunderstorms. And then down in the South, we had it every day, like literally like clockwork in the summertime in Alabama. You had a thunderstorm that would pop up somewhere. In Alabama, it wasn't as bad with the tornadoes. In Omaha and Des Moines, those sirens were just part of the ecosystem. Like you just were used to hearing the tornado siren because at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, here came the pop-up thunderstorms and the pop-up tornadoes, which are never fun. But last night, so we're supposed to get it again tonight. So the same conditions are going on right now. It's way more cloudy today than it was yesterday.
Way more.
So I think that could tamp it down. You need the sun to heat the atmosphere up to make it really pop for thunderstorms. But favorite thing about today was yesterday and hopefully for today.
It was just a
it poured here. Oh, we got rain here.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah. We got soaked here.
Okay.
Yeah. So it must have missed you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came through. It didn't rain for a while. It was probably a 5 to 10 minute dump, but it wasn't big. It wasn't consistent on that. So, guys, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We will talk to you guys tomorrow on a Wednesday, same place, same time. You guys on the replay crew, thank you. By the way, we had like a record number of comments on our YouTube channel yesterday on yesterday's show. That was awesome. Keep on going with that.
Do
guys.
that again.
We appreciate all the mentions and all the likes. Do that again as you guys did that yesterday. Keep doing it at Boston versus the Book on YouTube. Dave, Matt, back tomorrow for a Wednesday's Be